My name is Amy Fawcett. I am a somatic therapist and I work primarily with women. I run programs to help women step into their intuitive abilities and to understand their bodies, to become more embodied. I also run retreats. And most recently, I am working towards developing a festival locally here in the Okanagan.
Yes, which is when, by the way? Which is when?
It's July 18th.
She's so happy we're talking about this. She's so excited about it. Yeah.
I'm excited.
Okay.
It's July 18th to 21st. So
Yep.
it's coming up quick. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be good.
For those of you that don't know me, my name is Brett Bailey, and that's all you got to know. No, I'm kidding. You had this great introduction. I'm a men's coach and world traveler, lover of people, podcaster, adventurer, and today we're tackling the question of what must happen in order to transmute pain to purpose. So we're both somatically trained therapists and have tackled a lot of different cases where people are trying to transmute their pain into purpose, their shame, their anger, the tough life situation they were born into a meaningful life, into a life that's rich and fulfilling. And so we're going to do our best here to tackle it. And the way we wanted to do this for you guys was just to flow with it and to just bounce off each other and just go for a riff to see what we can uncover today. So want to start us off. What's the first thing that comes up for you when it comes to transmuting pain to purpose?
I think it's coming back to that word embodiment and allowing yourself to fully feel what you're moving through, move through the pain, allow yourself to connect deeply with your body and your heart so that you can begin to peel back the layers and understand what your truth is. Because if we don't have an understanding of what our truth is, it's really hard to step into our abilities and our purpose. Yeah.
Very true. What do you think a good practice for people to find their gifts or their purpose? Comment below, by the way, for you guys. Do you think purpose is more discovery or something that you create? What do you guys think?
Yeah, that's a good question. Well, there's so many different modalities, breath work, meditation, movement. We were recently just talking about Qigong. That's been really popular lately.
That has been really popular lately, yeah.
Harnessing the life force energy. So I find any of these practices that get you out of the mind and into the physical body and the energetic body, those are really, really helpful for, helping you tap into your truth.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a good question. I think we should also define, what is purpose? What really is that? I want to share a definition from Eckhart Tolle. So it's like when you're transmuting pain into purpose, it's like, well, what am I transmuting it into? What does that mean? What does that look like? Eckhart Tolle talks about purpose in two different ways. He talks about an inner purpose and an outer purpose. Your inner purpose, everyone shares and is primary. He says it's to awaken to the consciousness within. It's to realize I am that I am, realize the presence or the being that you are. Yeah. And that's your primary purpose. So as opposed to like, I'm trying to finish this book, the chapter of this book, instead I'm focused on the sensation of flipping the page. So coming back into the moment, I think is our inner purpose. And then the outer purpose is, it could be anything. It's something external. It's something that you funnel through the present moment. So for example, at one stage of your life, your purpose might be to be the best father you could possibly be. At a different stage of your life, it might be money. At a different stage, it might be contribution or giving back or some charity impact. And so I think that element is really important because the people that I've talked to who have been through tremendous pain, they usually aren't the same people that are financially well off. Sometimes it's the case, but oftentimes it's people that, most people don't have incredible finances. And so I think that when it comes to purpose, the outer purpose and recognizing your stage of life is really important. I think when you're transmuting pain into purpose, and you're trying to find some reason for why that pain was incredible, which, by the way, your whole life changes when you find the reason why your worst day was your best day. That was advice I got from Tony Robbins. Amazing. Your whole life changes in that moment. So that's a huge key. But another huge key is to be able to find the practicality in your life for where you are today. So I could riff more on that, but I feel like you should jump
powerful.
in.
I think what I heard from that too is like a perspective change. Allowing yourself on the daily basis to shift your perspective from pain and fear into joy and expansion. And that's truly what creates shifts because it is mental. It's a mental game. The mind is so incredibly powerful, but also the heart is very powerful. And I think the more we can allow ourselves to tap into the body and the heart, that's when we come into that internal purpose. And then you can start to externally share that purpose. Into the external purpose that you were talking about.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that.
I would flow with it.
Well, that was an amazing flow. Should we, okay, I want to invite everyone. Let's take 3 breaths into our heart together just because we're here. Let's make it practical. Pause the video, or excuse me, put the phone down. Put the phone down. And breathe deep in your belly, in through your nose, and breathe up into your chest. And exhale out the mouth like you're blowing into a straw. Good. Another deep breath in. Breathe up through the belly, into the chest. And you can imagine your heart space just expanding open like that. And exhale out the mouth like you're blowing into a straw. Great. And one more deep breath in. That's beautiful. So what you guys just experienced was a really valuable heart breath. It's a practice you can do all the time to ground yourself and start to open up your heart. Which, by the way, you guys may have picked it up in the mic, but did you see how long Amy's exhales were? The longer you can extend those exhales, the more you can truly relax. Mm-hmm. Think about someone who's really stressed. They're typically breathing like this. Maybe not that fast, but at least in the mouth and really shallow breathing. But Amy's able to really extend her exhale for like up to 10, probably even to 20 or 30 seconds. And when you can start to do that, you can get extremely relaxed and start to feel what's beyond your mind, which is a hugely important part of transforming pain into purpose. The pain is what you are not. You are not the pain. You are the witnesser of the pain. And doing a practice like breath to relax yourself helps you actually work with that pain, because you can't work with something when you believe you are it.
Yeah.
You have to be something other than it to work with it.
Totally. And then the pain sometimes can really just become overwhelming. It's all, and it starts to shift, your nervous system. You become overwhelmed, anxious. So I think, those practices like breath are just so essential, especially on the daily. If you can keep up with it on the daily.
Yeah.
Don't be too hard on yourself, one step at a time. But it does help. It's super helpful, yeah. But also pain is such a powerful teacher. I think we should talk about that.
We should talk about that.
We do need pain.
Talk about that.
In order to transmute and transform. The word transform has been coming up lately.
It has.
Yeah.
So what else do you want to say about that, about pain and how you use it to transform?
Well,
how should someone relate to their pain?
Yeah. I mean, I think it depends, everybody's different. We all receive information differently depending on what our gifts are. And when I say gifts, I usually refer to, we all have different skills. We have different abilities. We are all good at different things. And we're also able to receive information in different ways. And we can refer to these as intuitive gifts, intuitive abilities.
Yes.
So maybe you see things in your mind's eye when you meditate, or you receive information through sensation and feeling, or maybe you have an inner knowing that is really strong. You know when something's right for you or when something's wrong for you because you deeply just know.
Yeah.
And those are all gifts. Those are all abilities. So yeah, to me, I don't even know what you asked me.
Well,
but
no, you're on a great flow. Yeah.
To me, I find that understanding the pain and moving through the fear, it helps us understand the gifts more. So that's what transformation is, because the more you just allow yourself to feel, the more you start to understand why your past happened in the way it did, how it actually benefited you, and how you learn from that pain, you learn from those hard experiences.
Yeah.
And then you're able to take that and amplify your gifts, because the gifts start to come in as you feel the pain. So,
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I think that's genius. And what she's referring to are psychic abilities. So just like you can learn how to play tennis, or just like you can learn how to play volleyball, or just like you can learn accounting, financial accounting. I tell you, it's horribly boring, but you can learn it. And it's the same with psychic abilities, but we were not taught psychic abilities like clairvoyance, being able to have visions and see things, or be able to receive intuitive hits, or to be able to have a deep knowing. But these are things that we can train. And actually, you told me today, we had a little chat outside before this. She was sharing with me today that one of the ways you develop those intuitive abilities is by connecting to awareness or presence. It's just by, the more you tap into that, the non-material, right? Tennis, that's a material skill, where intuition is a psychic skill. They're on different playing fields, so to speak. So anyways, but I think that's a huge point of how do you know where to go? To go from pain to purpose is you have to have some sense from within you. Purpose isn't something someone tells you. It's something that you are.
Yeah.
It's something that is literally you. It's something that you can feel, and it directs you. You're not being told externally. That's kind of the whole point. And that's really a lot of what we do in the people in our space is we talk about empowerment. We talk about grabbing our power back from all the things externally that we've given it to. And so when you go from pain to purpose, you're on that hero's journey where you have to face yourself and face that pain. But beyond it are rewards that you can't imagine. The love, the relationships, the health, and just the present moment well-being. So I just want to implore everybody to, if you're in that tough spot especially, we both know what it's like to have, that dark night of the soul and to be at a rock bottom or horrible moment. But there is a life beyond those moments, no matter what color your skin is or sexual orientation you have or where you are in the world. Some places in the world obviously suck more than others.
Yeah.
However, I believe in possibility. I believe in possibility. So for any of you out there, please give yourself hope and possibility, my friends. You can transform pain into purpose.
Yeah, you definitely.
I'm getting fired up.
You definitely can. It's exciting. It's good stuff.
It is.
And also remembering that like transformation is cyclical. Like you're always moving, growing, changing, shifting. So you might, as you're, growing up, you're talking about how your purpose changes.
Yes.
And that's okay. But as we learn and we grow, we sometimes experience that we have to move through the same sort of pain that we thought we already worked through. But I find every time it's always like it moves like a spiral. The cycle moves like a spiral. We're not moving in a circle. We're moving cyclically upward. So yes, we have to re-experience certain events again to learn the lesson. We have to experience the pain again to learn the lesson. But it gets a little bit easier each time, or you get a little bit more aware each time. And then you're able to shift through it quicker, or more efficiently.
Yes.
Yeah. And then that's how you build your awareness. The more present we can be, the more aware we can be, the more open we can be to create. And we're all creators. And truth is what you're creating. You're creating your truth. So the more clear you are and open you are as a person by doing different practices like meditation, the more you'll tap into your heart, tap into your truth, the more you'll create the reality you desire. Yeah, we're all creators.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's really beautiful. So, which I know is tough to believe for some of you that have completely different beliefs or opposing beliefs, or maybe believe that you aren't worthy, or maybe hate yourself. But you really are that awesome and powerful. You really are that awesome and powerful.
Yeah, everybody is.
Yeah, everybody.
Yeah. We're not
everybody
taught to create like that.
No, we're taught to be obedient. Honestly.
Yeah.
Most people.
I was reading the other day that only 5% of individuals in the entire world are creators. Like that's why
65%?
5%.
Oh, 5%. Meaning like they're what? Like based on the definition you just gave?
Yeah, like actually creating things new, not just following everybody else and following the status quo, like actually creating something new and meaningful. So that could be like entrepreneurs, but it's also people that just like are open to creating, like artists, influencers. And I don't mean TikTok influencer. I mean like actual influence that is authentic and real.
Yes.
Yeah, only 5%.
That's not very much.
No, and you know what? It's probably because...
It's actually more than I thought, though, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's better than 1%.
It's better than 1%. I'm surprised we're at 5. This is good, you guys. This is progress. 5%. Hey, 5%. That's great.
Yeah. So,
well, okay. Let's end this off.
Yeah.
What are your parting words for the people watching?
I think, relying on others to assist you in moving through the transformation and getting out of the pain and moving into more of a place of love is key. So I think if you're feeling like unsure, or you're just at a roadblock, or you're unable to move through what you're moving through, I think reach out to us, reach out to one of us, or reach out to those in your community that are in alignment with what you value.
Yeah.
We need each other truly to move through this. Doing it alone is hard.
Absolutely.
And we don't need to do it alone.
No, we don't need to. We shouldn't do it alone. Yeah. You're lovable. You should be with all sorts of people that love you back. Yeah. Yeah. That's life, baby.
That's life.
Cool. Well, we did it. Give me some.
Yeah, that was good.
Hope this was valuable for you guys. Thanks for watching.